These have been the dramatic scenes outside and inside Georgia's parliament this week, as tens of thousands take to the streets to oppose the controversial new Foreign Agent Bill. The parliament has been forced to cancel meetings due to the massive protests, with police using water cannons, tear gas and pepper spray in their attempts to disperse tens of thousands of demonstrators. Dozens have been arrested, at least 63 in the last week, and mass rallies have continued daily in the capital, Tbilisi. Traffic in the city centre has been brought to a standstill as protesters pour into Heroes Square, convinced that their country is at a crossroads, with Europe and democracy in one direction and Russian-style authoritarianism in the other. The bill in question mandates media and non-commercial groups to register if they receive over 20% of funding from abroad. If they do, they will legally be deemed to be pursuing the interests of a foreign power.
Funding from NGOs, which we are often reproached for and is seen as assistance from abroad, actually almost entirely goes towards strengthening agent cells and bringing them to power. Therefore, these funds have nothing to do with assistance. On the contrary, their only goal is to take away state sovereignty from Georgia.
On Wednesday, the legislature passed the bill's second reading. A final reading is due to take place in around 2 weeks. Georgian critics have labelled the bill the Russian law, comparing it to Moscow's foreign agent legislation, which stigmatises independent media and organisations critical of the Kremlin.
It's already been many days since we in Georgia have been protesting the Russian law. Our government tries its best to adopt this law and govern the country like Putin. But we will not allow this. They are beating us every day, poisoning with gas, but we will not allow this.
But the governing Georgian Dream Party is determined to sign it into law by mid-May, with a parliamentary election on the horizon in October. There have been warnings from the US, United Nations and EU over the bill.
And we urge the Georgian government to heed warnings that this bill is not in line with the European Union's norms and values, and it certainly would negatively impact Georgia's progress on its EU path.
In particular, European officials have expressed serious concerns about media freedom in the country, which it deems crucial for the EU accession process. Protests against the bill started in mid-April, led mainly by young people advocating for EU ties. They've clashed with security forces multiple times. The country's human rights regulator has accused authorities of using disproportionate force against the crowds.